if you look at the blueprints for a house, no matter how wild the architecture gets, you still need those load-bearing walls.
Right, where the whole thing just collapses.
Exactly. Without them, it's over. And welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a Weddizer planning guide you shared with us, and it's really packed with incredible cultural insights and traditions.
Yeah, it's a fantastic resource for anyone planning an event or just, curious about human rituals in general.
So our mission today is to extract the core nuggets from those articles so you, the listener, understand exactly what makes North American weddings legally and emotionally tick.
Because whether it's a huge traditional event or like a tiny destination wedding, the whole structure revolves around two load-bearing components.
The vows and the rings.
Exactly. And if those two elements are the foundation, the way that foundation is actually poured starts with the words. The entire ceremony essentially builds up to this one climax.
But those words are changing dramatically, right? The Weddizer articles highlighted that people are moving away from the strict traditional scripts like to have and to hold.
Or till death do us part, yeah. Instead, they're leaning hard into this highly personalized storytelling.
Right, sharing inside jokes, making totally unique promises to each other.
Exactly. But here's the fascinating part. Think about what's actually happening in that moment. You've got these two completely different things crashing together.
The emotional and the legal.
Yes. On one side, you have this deeply emotional narrative. But on the other side, no matter how poetic or modern you get, you still hit a cold, hard wall of legal reality.
Okay, wait. This has always confused me.
Go for it.
If a couple has already filled out the paperwork, signed the marriage license in the back room or whatever, why does the state care if they stand up in front of a crowd and say, I do?
I mean, it's a great question. It's because signing a piece of paper in advance isn't enough to prove ongoing, uncoerced consent in the eyes of the law.
Oh, so it's about real-time consent.
Yes, that spoken I do, that declaration of intent is literally a real-time verbal contract. The officiant isn't just standing there as a romantic guide.
They're a proxy for the state.
Right. They have to hear you publicly, clearly, and unambiguously consent to this legally binding contract right then and there.
So you have this verbal contract wrapped in poetry, but words vanish into thin air.
Which is why human nature demands a physical receipt, basically.
Which leads us straight to the ring exchange, a tangible artifact of that pledge.
Exactly. And historically, the circle represents infinity, right?
Yeah.
No beginning, no end. But the physical placement of the ring actually comes from some pretty bizarre ancient biology.
Ah, the vena amoris, the vein of love.
Yes. For centuries, people actually believed a specific vein ran directly from the fourth finger of the left hand straight to the heart.
Which is anatomically completely false. Every finger has veins going back to the heart.
Totally false. But that myth was so potent, it effectively dictated North American wedding traditions for generations.
See, I find it hilarious that we cling to this debunked anatomical myth for where the ring goes, but we're totally fine tossing out the traditional materials.
Oh, you mean like swapping timeless gold for wood or mixed metals?
Or silicone. But let me play devil's advocate for a second here. Doesn't replacing an indestructible precious metal with, like, sheep rubber kind of ruin the metaphor of an unbreakable bond?
Well, not necessarily. I actually think it shows how adaptable tradition is.
How so?
I mean, think about it. If someone works with heavy machinery or in healthcare, a gold ring is an actual physical hazard. It's dangerous.
Yikes. Okay, fair point.
So the underlying meaning stays intact as a physical token, but the execution evolves to fit the couple's daily reality. It's the same reason couples are blending in other visual traditions.
Right, the Weddizer guide mentioned things like hand fasting.
Yeah, the ancient Celtic tradition. The couple's hands are literally bound together with ribbons to symbolize their union.
Hence, tying the knot.
Exactly. Or unity candles, where you take two separate flames to light one bigger candle. It's just another mechanism to visually cement the promise.
Or even having your pet dog trot down the aisle to deliver the rings.
Which, adds a little chaos, but it personalizes the ritual.
So what does all this mean for the modern wedding? We're seeing this massive influx of technology, couples reading digital vows off glowing smartphones.
Setting up global live streams so family overseas can watch.
Yeah, exactly.
But despite all that digital noise and customization, the exchange of vows and rings remains the undeniable heartbeat. Everything else is just window dressing.
The load-bearing walls of the house.
Exactly.
Which leaves you with something pretty wild to think about. If ancient gold can be swapped for silicone and vows can be read from a smartphone to a live-streamed audience across the globe,
Right.
what is the true minimum requirement for a modern ritual to still feel sacred to you?